Wisdom is not like money to be tied up and hidden. Wisdom is not like money to be tied up and hidden. Do not let what you cannot do tear from your hands what you can. Do not let what you cannot do tear from your hands what you can. Good evening, Africa and Europe. Good afternoon, America, and welcome to the 90th edition of African Fiesta on Apex One Radio. African Fiesta is a radio way of celebrating Africa's socio-economic and cultural life. Listeners, how much of Africa do you really know in terms of geography, history, politics, economics, culture, sports, tourism, cuisine, you name it? How much of African music do you listen to and dance to? These are some of the questions we do well to answer just on African Fiesta on Apex One Radio. African Fiesta brings African values on the platform and presents them to the rest of the world in this 90th edition of the show.
The lights of the great city of art have shone so brightly this week as makers of short films converged on Boya since Monday. The filmmakers have been telling their brief stories at the 2017 edition of the Art City Short Film Festival. According to reports, Art City 2017 has been a come and see rendezvous with spectacular productions projected to the utter amazement of guests. So, what is it that makes Art City 2017 different from the previous editions? Which are the films that made the headlines this week? Who was who this year? Ahead of the closing ceremony, which begins in a few minutes, we shall be talking to a representative of the festival on African Fiesta. They will be speaking live from the festival village in Boya.
It's that period of the year during which giving back or just giving the little you have is rife. Civil society organizations, just as some individuals with a great sense of largesse, are spreading helping hands to the less privileged populations, especially in sub-Saharan Africa. In Cameroon, children in some parts of the country will be beneficiaries of a December Give project organized by Celine Teachers and Lords Foundation, known by its acronym as CTALF. CTALF founder joins us from Cincinnati, Ohio, to explain this end-of-year social program. Celine Jeg would be one of our guests in today's edition of African Fiesta.
USA-based Cameroonian gospel music artist Grace Follow stages a comeback. Her latest single, Don't Be Afraid, is less than 72 hours old in circulation. Yet, the reaction has been very impressive. The angelic singer comes back full of the spirit and is ready to bless her audience with a soul-searching track. How has this comeback looked like to the gifted singer? How she put this latest single together? With whom did the Maryland-based artist work? And what prospects lie ahead? What Grace Follow will be telling us in this edition of African Fiesta.
Is a brand ambassador? What are the activities of a brand ambassador? Can anyone become a brand ambassador? Is there any specific length of time a brand ambassador should serve or model? These are questions whose answers would certainly throw more light on the concept of product ambassador. Such answers can only be provided by an expert, and in this case, our own Tabitha Kings. Kings will be speaking from Douala.
Also in this edition of the show, we talk about Rebel Pilgrim, a new Cameroonian movie premiered in Douala last week. Directed by Paul Samba, the movie stars frontline Cameroonian actors such as Onyama Laura, Chifo, Valerie, Chinepo Kosin, Nkwa Kingsley and others. The movie's director comes back to last week's event as well as the Rebel Pilgrim project as a whole. Paul Samba will be speaking live from Douala, Cameroon.
Then, Michelle Ewang comes on radio today to explain her latest award. The singer who doubles as a women's rights activist was honored at the Guinea-Conakry event a couple of days ago. More on that just right ahead. Our reporters would also be on standby. Valerie Tatadolafe and Zita Mapala in Yaoundé, and Celine Bokari in Monrovia, Liberia.
This is African Fiesta number 90, reaching you from Apex One Radio, and we want to welcome everybody on board. First things first, we need to give thanks to God the Father Almighty, and we shall be doing that in the company of one of our guests today, in the person of Grace Follow, whose latest single, Don't Be Afraid, is less than 72 hours old. She will join us on the airwaves and will tell us more about the project. Okay, so let's go.
You see a mountain before you, and there's no way to climb. You see a river beside you, and there's no way to cross. Moving on seems difficult, but you've got to trust. Be still and leave. hear a voice that says, don't be afraid. Keep holding on. Hold on. Hold on. Don't be afraid. Keep moving. Don't be afraid, my friend. Keep moving Life has a way of making you feel discouraged. Be strong and hope in the name of the Lord. The name of the Lord is a mighty strong tower. The righteous run to it and they are saved. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Hold on. Hold on, my friend. Don't be afraid. Walk by side. Hold on, and keep moving on.
Another one is titled Don't Be Afraid. The author of that piece of music is Grace Folu. But first, we need to give God the glory. We need to thank God for making this day happen. Father, I want to thank you so much for this day. Lord, we thank you for the ingenuity, the foresightedness, and for everything which takes to bring forth this beautiful show on radio. Lord, may you bless the participants and bless our listeners. We pray that you send your Holy Spirit to guide us as we present this 90th edition of African Fiesta. Through your Son, Jesus Christ, we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
Feel discouraged. Be strong and hope in the name of the Lord. The name of the Lord is a mighty strong tower. The You see a mountain before you, and there's no way to climb. You see a river beside you, and there's no way to cross.
Less than 72 hours old track here on Apex One Radio. Don't be afraid. And the author of that song, Grace Folu, joins us just right ahead in this edition of African Fiesta. Don't go away.
And listen closely, you will hear a voice that says, don't be afraid. Keep holding on. Hold on. Hold on. Don't be afraid. Keep moving. Don't be afraid, my friend. Keep moving
African Fiesta, the edition of the 2nd of December 2017. We're doing the 90th one, of course, and this is Apex One Radio. Magidezi Ain.
Mr. Ernest Kanjo.
Maxine Ajit is producing the show from Vassut, Switzerland, and our first guest is Grace Folu, and she is the author of Don't Be Afraid. Beautiful track which you've been listening to, and at exactly 29 minutes past 12 which is same time in Maryland. Let's move over there and say welcome to Grace. Welcome on board, artist.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. And yourself?
I'm fine, Grace. So, how is the weather of Maryland this Saturday afternoon?
It's not sunny. It's a bit cloudy, but not too cold either. Cold, but not very. It's lovely, I could say so.
Beautiful. So, Grace, we've been savoring Don't Be Afraid, and from every indication, everybody seems to be so amazed with this new job you just did. And less than 72 hours, tell me, what are people saying? What is the reaction?
The feedback has been wonderful. The reactions are amazing. And testimonies have been pouring in, and I'm just truly grateful to God that a song like that would come forth from somebody like me and comfort us and encouragement. We've had testimonies. Everyone that has called me or spoken to me has attested to the fact that they needed the song at this particular time in their life. And some have been going through tough times and seasons, and they've just been saying how on point and on time the song has been for them. And I'm really grateful to God for that.
It's a beautiful piece of music. We've been listening to it all morning. And you're saying people are excited that it came at this time. This is the Christmas season. This is when Christians celebrate the birth of Christ. Did you pick this particular time of the year to release that track?
Did I see this particular time? I'm sorry.
Did you pick this particular time of the year, or was it coincidence?
I'm sorry, it's a bit faint.
Yes, she wants to know if it is coincidental that you are releasing this track in December.
No, I don't think it's coincidental. I purposefully released it at this time, and quite frankly, I was not thinking about it as, oh, this is the Christmas season. Let's do this, because as you can tell, the song is not a Christmas song, but I believe it's a song that at any given point, if released, is one that people can relate to. And we do understand that at this particular time, still getting to the end of the year, there are a lot of things that happen, a lot of expectations, families, so much for others, and it gets a bit difficult, and some people really might feel pressured or pressurized. And in the end of the year, people also set standards and goals for the upcoming year. And so it's just to remind people, encourage them that regardless of how your year is or was, you still have to press forward. So I wouldn't say it was a coincidence. It was very purposeful.
Now, Grace, I remember the last time I spoke with you on radio, you had just released Helele featuring Damaris. That is a long time ago.
Yes.
And it's been long, Grace. So where have you been, and why this long silence?
I would relate that to the song as in it gets a little bit scary to do something. I do have songs, but just like the song says, "Don't Be Afraid," that song personally ministered to me, because honestly, between the time Helele came out and now, it's just been fear. It's been fear. And like I mentioned earlier on Facebook, we often fear rejection. We often fear to fail. So we make sure that before we come out, we are doing the best we can.
Okay.
And I have been working on a couple of other things, and I thank God that I am breaking free from that fear. And it's always easier when working with other people, like my sister Damaris and my sister Prudence, whom I have a song with. It's always easier when I work with other people, because I feel like I can lean on their strength as well. But coming out alone, it gets me nervous. So that's what has taken so long. But I thank God that I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
So tell us, where is Don't Be Afraid recorded?
Sorry, repeat that, please.
So where is this track recorded?
When did I start recording?
Where is it recorded?
Oh, it was recorded at a studio in Bowie, Maryland. and it was done by Olaolu Ajibade. He was the brains behind the music and the arrangement.
Okay, that's interesting. So, tell us about Bailey Music and how this project came about.
Believe Music came from my foundation, and Believe stands for Believe in You. Believe in You. Because that's something that I believe that God wants me to teach a lot of people and encourage a lot of people to step out. I used that name, Believe in You. And Believe Music is just a representation of that. Believe in yourself. That's just simple. As simple as that sounds, that's how we came about.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
Her name is Grace Folu. She is a gospel music artist whose Don't Be Afraid is just less than 72 hours old. Yet the reaction is very impressive. She's speaking live on Apex One Radio, listening to Fiesta number 90 with Maggie Daisy and NS Kanjo this day, the 2nd of December 2017. Now, tell me, Grace, what are you encouraging people not to be afraid of in this track? In other words, what are you telling us here? What is the message you wish to drive across?
I'm sorry, I got you very faintly.
Yes, I just wanted to know the message you are trying to drive across in this track. So what are you telling people not to be afraid of?
I'm telling people not to be afraid of the things that come against them, of the things that come against them physically or in their minds. Sometimes fear is not necessarily what is happening to us in the physical, but rather what we perceive. So oftentimes we allow the thought of, am I going to make it? Am I going to be accepted? And we allow that to step in the way of our progress. Sometimes we have families, we have friends, we have other people that tell us that we can't do something. Sometimes it's financial situations that stop us from pursuing our goals. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just here to encourage people through the song. Whatever is that obstacle that's standing before you, don't be afraid of it. Just step out in faith and do it, because God got you covered. God has got everybody covered, and He wants us to be as brave. And like 2 Timothy says, God has given us a spirit of power and of love and of a sound mind, and not of fear. And so I just want everybody listening to this song to be able to step out.
God has got you covered, and if you're listening to this song, you just have to step out. Encouraging words there from Grace Folu, author of Don't Be Afraid, latest gospel music single in circulation. Grace, you're going to take just a few seconds of break. Let's listen to Don't Be Afraid some more, and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you.
Listen closely, you will hear a voice that says, don't be afraid, keep holding on. Don't be afraid, keep holding on. Hold on. Don't be afraid, keep moving. Don't be afraid, my friend. Keep moving on. Life has a way of making you feel discouraged.
Welcome back to Apex One Radio. We are here on African Fiesta, only here in Columbus, Ohio, broadcasting live with Mr. NS Kanjo in the studio and myself, Maggie Daisy. We have with us Grace Folu, author of the track Don't Be Afraid. Stay with us.
Grace, welcome back.
Thank you.
So, tell us, how long did it take you to round off this project?
It took approximately, I would say, from the initial conversation to start the project, it took a month. Mm-hmm. But to do it and complete it, it took about 2 days.
That's interesting. And what was your experience working with the people with whom you did in the project?
It was wonderful, very easy, very lovely, and my friends were there to support at the first call. No hesitation. They came in, they did the rehearsal, and we recorded it live. We had about 2 takes, and it was complete.
Right.
And I thank God for that.
We understand that the life cycle of a musical track also depends on how it is promoted, how it is circulated. So, do you plan to have some performances with Don't Be Afraid?
Do we have some performances?
Do you plan to have some public performances with this track?
Yes, most definitely. I have some upcoming events, and I'm really excited and looking forward to ministering that song live.
Beautiful. And so, Grace, I want to thank you so much. We understand that you have other activities to catch up with today. But just before you go away, do you have one last word for potential consumers of this track and lovers of gospel music in general?
I just want to say that God is good. He is faithful. He is awesome. And we cannot afford to not push and become all that we have to become just because we are afraid. Whatever the fear is, whatever the giant is, we must step out in the faith that God has given us. We owe it to ourselves to accomplish every dream that we have. Like someone said, your dreams are valid. You can't hold yourself down because you feel inadequate. We must pursue. Whether it's in music or it's in business, we have to pursue.
You can't hold yourself down because you feel inadequate. We have to pursue, either in music or any other business. The words of Grace follow the rounding of this interview on Apex One Radio. Grace, just before you leave us, we would definitely love to listen to that soul-searching voice of yours. So, could you just treat us to some a cappella?
All right. It only makes sense that I do the same song.
The same song.
Don't be afraid. Keep holding on. Don't be afraid. Keep holding on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Don't be afraid. Keep moving on. Don't be afraid. Keep moving on. Move on, move on.
Wow.
Move on, move on.
Thank you so much, Grace. Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. We want to thank you for your time, and we want to encourage you to keep the flame burning. Congrats on this great job, and hopefully you will be back on Apex One Radio not too long from now.
Thank you.
And do have a fantastic rest of the day. So that was Grace.
Grace Follow,
Grace
Don't
Follow.
Be Afraid.
And you listened to that song, Magidezi.
I listened to it, and the first question that came to my mind was, Mr. Ernest Kanjo, what are you afraid of?
That's a good question. I think if we have God on our side, there is definitely nothing to be afraid of.
Hallelujah.
We've had that assurance and Don't Be Afraid by Grace Follow. Hopefully this track will sink into the minds of whoever is going to consume it.
And also to our listeners who heard it already, don't be afraid of anything because, as Grace said, God's got you covered.
God got you covered. And so this is Apex One Radio. You're listening to African Fiesta, the 90th edition, reaching to you from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America. This day, the 2nd of December 2017, and it's a presentation of Magidezi Ein,
Mr. Ernest Kanjo,
then Maxel Adjed is producing the show from Valsut, Switzerland. Moral support is coming from AY, who is with us here in the studio. Okay, we shall be right back with you. Do not go away.
For the first time ever in Yaoundé, 3R Productions presents another blockbuster movie premiere, Bridge of Trust. On Saturday, the 2nd of December 2017, the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel will play host to this anticipated and red carpet event. Catch behind the scenes of the red carpet and ceremony proper as the lone radio station Apex One Radio takes you to an exclusive ride of the ceremony as from 8 p.m. Bridge of Trust movie premiere, rated 5-star, starring Apule Jeffrey, Brindwa, President Achille, Walter Anga, Suzanne Kembling, and a host of others go down in history the 2nd of December 2017. Entry 15,000 francs classic, 25,000 francs VIP, class and glamour. One event, Breach of Trust, One Radio, Apex One Radio. Host Ernest Kanji from USA, Margie Daisy from USA, Valerie Tata Dulave, our Yaoundé reporter, Maxel Adegon the techniques. Live coverage, Breach of Trust movie premiere, highly powered by Northcare Health Service, the #1 healthcare outfit, providing quality care for residents in Columbus and its environs. Breach of Trust movie premiere, only on Apex One Radio. Apex One Radio, enjoy and learn.
This is Apex One Radio. We're broadcasting from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America. You're listening to Fiesta number 90. And still to come, we have lots and lots of other young and dynamic Africans doing some great things, including we have Celine Jack, who will be joining us from Cleveland, that is in Ohio, to talk about the Celine's Teacher and Lords Foundation, which will proceed to organize a nourishment outreach program this December in Cameroon. And who else do we have?
We will also be talking with Tabby Four Kings. He is going to talk to us about the concept of brand ambassador, what it means to be a brand ambassador. And Tabby Four Kings will be speaking to us live from Douala, Cameroon.
Gwene Hansel joins us from Yaoundé, Cameroon, to tell us about his nomination at the Media Personality of the Year category, Media Personality of the Year category in one of Africa's top-rated media awards. He will explain more when he comes on the airwaves on Apex One Radio. Then we shall also make a stop over in Boya and talk about the 2017 Art City Short Film Festival, which started a couple of days back and which is rounding off in the Southwest Regional Headquarters today. So the organizer, or the brain behind that concept, who will be joining us, his name is Anorin Mwenebom. Okay. So
we have one more person.
Okay, who's that?
Micheline Ewang. She's going to be on the radio today. She recently received an award and she will be coming to us on this show, African Fiesta, on Apex One Radio to discuss that award.
Magidesi, don't forget our reporters who are on standby. We have Valerie Tata Dulafe, who will be speaking live from Yaoundé. Tabby Four Kings, like you mentioned earlier on, will be speaking from Douala. Then Zita Mapala will be joining us from Yaoundé. And when she comes on the airwaves, she's going to present a very, very interesting topic, which I'm going to reveal not too long from now. Hopefully, we are going to have Sialine Bokari reporting live from Monrovia. That is in Liberia. But then we failed to begin as tradition on the show demands. That is music of the yesteryears.
Yes.
That was because we needed to catch up with our first guest, who is on the way to perform somewhere. So, as tradition demands, we usually begin African Fiesta with some music of the yesteryears. So we take you down memory lane so that we can rekindle some of the sweet memories. And so today we've chosen Niboma. Niboma is a Congolese musician who used to make rumba music tick back in the days with Pepe Kale. So today Niboma is doing double. Call it double.
Okay.
Hey!
Don't also forget, we shall be receiving Paul Samba. He is the director of Pilgrims, which is a movie that was launched a couple of days ago in Cameroon. And so, Rebel Pilgrims director will be speaking to us live on Apex One Radio this day, listening to Fiesta number 90, reaching to you from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America, this day, the 2nd of December 2017. Don't go away.
Kokate tikana bimisa hopa hey hey sugar l'ingénieur Tumba Kinkela.
Chamuto,
welcome back to African Fiesta on Apex One Radio on this day. Oh, now, actually, I don't know what month we are. December. The year is coming to an end. December 2nd. It is 12:56 here in the studio of Apex One Radio. And we're broadcasting live from Columbus, Ohio.
And it's exactly 6:56 in Douala, Cameroon, from where our next guest will be joining us. His name is Paul Samba. He is the director of Rebel Pilgrim, which was launched last Friday in Douala, Cameroon. We missed on Paul last week, but Paul is back on African Fiesta to tell us the story. Paul, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
How are you today?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm all right. Thank you. So, where is Paul speaking from?
I'm speaking from Douala, the economic capital of Cameroon.
Oh, beautiful. So, how is Douala today, Paul?
Douala is okay.
So, Paul, you are known as a very talented actor, more of an actor than a director. So, tell me, is Rebel Pilgrim the first film you are directing?
No, actually, Rebel Pilgrim is the fourth film. I started with Back to Reason.
Okay.
After Back to Reason, I did some Too Deep.
Okay.
After Too Deep, I did Curve of Life.
Wow.
And now we are on Rebel Pilgrim. Actually, Rebel Pilgrim was co-directed by Cousin Chinepo.
Okay, so you and Chinepo actually directed the film.
Exactly.
And so you just had the premiere of this movie in Yaoundé last week, and we covered that on Apex One Radio. How did that premiere go?
Oh, the premiere was a very big success. It was successful.
Good to know. What was the reception of the public to the movie?
I didn't get you well.
What was the reception of the people who came to the premiere to support you guys? Did they love it? Did they think it was a fantastic job that you did?
Oh, the reactions were amazing. Like, they were really impressive because people were like, wow, for summer, you guys have done something different, from what we've been watching. You guys have done something really different. Like, the story is a very nice one. The cast, the location, and stuff like that. So the reactions were very, very impressive.
Okay, you mentioned the cast. Who are some of the people who starred in this?
We have Chifo Valerie, who played the role of Montauk Bawe. We have Kwa Kingsley, who played the role of Ngano in the movie. We have Melvin Murph, who played the role of Leon Yonga. And we also have Onyama Laura, who played the role of Maya. I think these are the four main characters in the movie.
I mean, kudos to you guys for taking this on and, helping the Cameroon movie entertainment industry as a whole to progress. What was your experience working with some of these actors?
Please, come again.
What was your experience working with some of the people that you mentioned, like Chifo Valerie, for example?
Oh, good one. These guys, they are really talented. And I think this is actually the first project I'm working on as a director, producer with Chifo Valerie. And it was quite impressive. Those guys, they are really talented. So I learned a lot from them. So it was cool.
That's good. I mean, congratulations to you guys again. We have our listeners who are curious to know what the movie was about. Can you give us a small, description of the movie, a quick summary of it?
Okay. Actually, Rebel Pilgrim exposes the adverse effect that polygamy has on our families. Rebel Pilgrim is about polygamy. The reason why we decided to work on this story is to make people understand the negative things that polygamy has on our families. like how the negative effects that polygamy has on our families, how it can affect maybe children not to go to school and many other things.
And so, he said it exposes the negative effects that polygamy has on our society and our families. And polygamy is something very common in Cameroon. What do you hope that the movie goers and the movie viewers of this particular film take away from it?
I beg your pardon?
What are you hoping the people who watch this movie would take away from the movie?
No, it's a belief that after watching Rebel Pilgrim, people will understand more about polygamy. People will understand that polygamy is actually not a good thing to practice.
Polygamy is not the best practice. And those of us who could not make it to the premiere, where can we watch this movie?
Well, Rebel Pilgrim is available on DVDs as of now, so those who cannot make it during the premiere, they can contact us and get their copies.
His name is Paul Samba. He is the director of one of the latest Cameroonian movies, Rebel Pilgrim, that saw the light of day just a week ago in Cameroon. Rebel Pilgrim has been circulating since then, and the director is on the airwaves of Apex One Radio, telling the story on African Fiesta this day, the 2nd of December 2017. Paul, want to thank you so much for joining us on the show. Just before you go away, what next? Which other project are you moving into?
Well, there's another project we are working on right now. It's already at the level of post-production. Like I made mention of Curve of Life. One of the movies I directed, the movie is still under post-production. So that's the movie we are working on right now. And we are also thinking of embarking on another story because there are many stories. The pipeline is just that film production in Cameroon is an uphill task, but we can't sit down full our arms and waiting on the government to do something. So we just trying to do what we can do at our own level. So
Okay. Before you go, first of all, thank you for coming on Apex One Radio on African Fiesta to talk with us about this movie, Rebel Pilgrim. Go ahead and drop your contacts for our listeners who would like to reach out to you and work with you and potentially get a copy of Rebel Pilgrim. Contact information, please.
Yes, Paul. Magidesi wants you to leave your contacts just before you go away.
Okay. Thank you very much. Actually, they can get me on this telephone numbers 677-32-2864 and 697-35-0786.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day and good luck in the future with the other projects that you have coming up.
Okay, Paul, thank you so much. Do have a fantastic rest of the day out there. I want to say congrats on the great job you are doing. Hopefully, you'll be back on Apex One Radio not too long from now. Daisy, that is a young man who thinks that people must not only depend on governments.
Yep.
I mean, they should be self-reliant, and I think that is the spirit we expect of young Africans. And fortunately, they are beginning to understand this, and they are doing some, marvelous things out there.
Yeah, we have the the desire to constantly ask, what has the country done for me? What has my government done for me? And it's, what have you done for the government? What have you done for yourself to help?
The truth is that African governments, to say it straight, most African governments have failed to meet the aspirations of the people. So it's time for the people to pick up from the iron. I
agree. I think it's a lengthy political topic that we are best prepared to dive in at another time.
Apex One Radio African Fiesta number 90, reaching you from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America. Presented by
Mr. Ernest Kanjo.
And of course, Maggie Daisy, Maxwell Adilis in Valtude, Switzerland. Zita Mapala is on standby, ready to jump on the airwaves. And when she comes on the airwaves, what will she be telling us?
She will be telling us about what happens before we receive the final product. We're talking about a movie, for example.
So, what is it that happens before a team of filmmakers go on the field for what they usually call production? We'll be right back.
For the first time ever in Yaoundé, 3R Productions presents another blockbuster movie premiere, Breach of Trust. On Saturday, the 2nd of December 2017, the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel will play host to this anticipated and red carpet event. Catch behind the scenes of the red carpet and ceremony proper as the lone radio station, Apex One Radio, takes you to an exclusive ride of the ceremony as from 8 p.m. Breach of Trust movie premiere, graded 5-star, starring Apule Jeffrey, Brindwa, President Achille, Walter Anga, Suzanne Kembling, and a host of others. Go down in history the 2nd of December 2017. Entry 15,000 francs classic, 25,000 francs VIP, class and glamour. One event, Breach of Trust, One Radio, Apex One Radio. Host Ernest Kanjo from USA, Maggie Daisy from USA, Valerie Tata Dulavi, our Yaoundé reporter, Maxwell Adego on the techniques. Live coverage, Breach of Trust movie premiere, highly powered by Northcare Health Service, the #1 healthcare outfit, providing quality care for residents in Columbus and its environs. Breach of Trust movie premiere, only on Apex One Radio. Apex One Radio, enjoy and learn.
Zap, 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 mon chéri, tu me fais bla, bla, bla. Even if you like take my love, oh, no go take come back, back, back. L'amour et l'amour là, I put them together. Balenciaga, Versace, I put them together. Let go.
Who is a brand ambassador? What are the activities of a brand ambassador? Can anyone become a brand ambassador? Is there any specific length of time a brand ambassador should serve or model? These are some of the questions whose answers would certainly throw more light on the concept of product ambassador. Such answers can only be provided by an expert, and in this case, our own Tabitha Kings. Kings will be speaking from Douala, Cameroon, to us here in the studio in Columbus, Ohio.
And our reporter is on standby, ready to tell us that very interesting story. And for those of you who haven't known what exactly a brand ambassador should do, all right, the man himself is right here on Apex One, and he will be telling you that story. This is Apex Snapshots, not Apex Snapshots, but then African Fiesta. Don't go away.
Ça m'a frappé très fort. Mamia, mamia. I love you, te quiero, te quiero.
Meantime, you're listening to Frappe by Mel B. Akwen. It's the latest urban music track from Cameroon. And of course, you're listening to African Fiesta, number 90, reaching from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America. Time for Kings will be yours in just a couple of minutes. Don't go away.
When money enters accounts, some people them start to danse avec moi. Loco. Dis-moi. Autour de moi ça meurt de jalousie. Belle bigot partout, je suis indécis. La vibe est bonne, ça ne vient pas d'ici. Danse avec moi, danse avec moi. Certains me regardent comme le messie. D'autres diront toujours je suis petit.
From Mel B. Akwen's Frappe to Locos Dance Avec Moi. Beautiful piece as well. It's also a latest piece of urban music reaching to you from Cameroon. And of course, you're listening to Apex One Radio. We shall be talking about who a brand ambassador is, what he or she does, and just how far they can go in selling the brand of a given entity. Our man Tammy for Kings, who doubles as a communication expert, will be explaining this concept to us just on African Fiesta, the 90th edition of the show. Presented to you by Daisy, Maggie, and Kanjo Enes. Did I turn the names around? I said Daisy,
Maggie,
and
Daisy,
Kanjo
and
Enes.
Mr. Enes Kanjo.
Okay, so Kings will be with us in just a couple of minutes.
They don't see you work. Also hard, pray hard. Regarde autour de moi, regarde autour de moi. Et dis-moi ce que tu vois, dis-moi ce que tu vois. Regarde autour de moi, regarde autour de moi. On rit, on pleure, on vit, on meurt. À quoi ça sert de se prendre la tête, danse avec moi. Ma chérie, mon bébé, danse avec moi. Ma chérie, mon bébé, danse avec moi. Ma chérie, mon bébé, danse avec moi. Danse avec moi. S'il te plaît, je voudrais vivre un rêve, ne serait-ce qu'un instant. Oh, na 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 na. Oh, na, na, s'il te plaît, je voudrais vivre un rêve, ne serait-ce qu'un instant. Oh, na 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 na. Danse avec moi. Ils disent partout que tu brises, mais ne vois pas les coulisses. Ils disent partout que tu brises, mais seul toi tu sais ce que tu vis.
Dance avec moi. Dance with me, for those of you who don't understand French. Dance avec moi is by Loco. We are back here on African Fiesta, the 90th edition, here today on December 2nd, broadcasting live from Columbus, Ohio. With me in the studio is Mr.
Kanjo
and myself, Maggie Daisy. In just a few minutes, we will be talking with Tabby for Kings on the concept of brand ambassador. What is a brand ambassador? What does the brand ambassador do? Tabby for Kings is going to be on air to enlighten us on that topic.
At exactly 1:15 here in the studio of Apex One Radio, which I should imagine is 15 minutes past 7 in Douala, Cameroon. Let's go over and say welcome to our man on the field. Tabby, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kendro.
I feel like saying that, hello, viewers, this is Mr. Double 14 coming right in for Apex One Radio, African Fiesta.
I can understand. Now, Kings, now tell me, this is December. How is the atmosphere, especially in an economic stronghold like Douala? Is it a month that usually experiences a lot of economic boom?
Mm-hmm. There's been more activity this year in Douala, especially as more and more companies are trying to go ahead of time to catch up with the Christmas festivities. So they are planning the activities ahead of time. They're starting now. So there is a lot of euphoria this time about Christmas at the level of companies, but at the level of individuals, with a few mishaps that have happened in the country lately. Communians are still to, have the fire of Christmas, even though there are a lot of plans going on the ground from the few people that have interacted with in my domain.
Now, Kings, I also understand that this is a season of trade fairs, a lot of exhibitions going on with companies kind of showcasing their products. And when you go to some of these trade fairs, you find some individuals either wearing some banners or some, wearing things that identify those companies. And some of these people happen to be the people we call brand ambassadors. And that is what we shall be talking about today on the program, Kings. You and I may understand what a brand ambassador is, me from a layman's perspective to a greater extent. But then there are people out there who are coming across this concept for the very first time, or who have been, who have come across it, but they don't really know who a brand ambassador is. For their benefit, could you just tell us who a brand ambassador is, Kings?
Well, actually, in very plain terms, a brand ambassador is an individual or a personality who represents the idea, the concept, the philosophy, or the visual presentation of a particular brand with the aim or the focus or idea to push forward the brand, give it a positive perception, and make people have the desire to buy more of that particular good. Brand ambassadors are different in categories. You have goodwill ambassadors, you have personal branded ambassadors, you have brand advocates. Those are different types of brand ambassadors that you see on the field. But in general terms, there are two brand ambassadors that are highly recognized. There are brand ambassadors who are much more like foot soldiers, who go to represent the company and its objectives and its brand policy. And then you have individuals, especially superstars, models, and recognized personalities who stand as the icon and use what they call brand equity to put out the brand on a higher platform. Yeah.
Wow, that was a lot of knowledge that you just delivered onto us, Tabby for Kings. A brand ambassador represents the brand is pretty much what I got out of it. I think there's a lot more. As you said, there are different types of brand ambassadors. For someone who's curious about becoming a brand ambassador, are there specific qualifications?
I didn't get you clearly.
Are there qualifications or requirements for somebody to become a brand ambassador?
Well, it depends on the level of brand ambassadorship that you want to achieve. For example, there is a level of brand ambassadorship which requires that you have a certain level of understanding of marketing and branding, be it at school level or at a level of professional experience. Or there is another level of brand ambassadorship that requires you to have a certain popularity or a certain level of recognition that makes you a brand ambassador. In actual terms, it's not something that you study in school. It's just how much you can represent the company, and it's the company itself that decides if you are good to be the brand ambassador in most cases. So you don't opt to be a brand ambassador. The company deems you fit according to their own criteria to have you as a brand ambassador.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. And if you become a brand ambassador, is there a time limit?
I didn't get credit.
Is there a time limit where you can be a brand ambassador, say maybe a few months to a few years? What is the length of time for somebody to be a brand ambassador?
Oof. Since my line is not clear, I didn't get your question well.
Yes, is there any limit as far as your mandate as brand ambassador is concerned? Just a few months, just a few years?
Well, actually, being a brand ambassador is about your output in actual fact.
Okay.
Generally, when they want to bring in a brand ambassador, is usually during a particular advertising campaign that has a span, or it's a particular course or project that has a span. So they bring in the brand ambassador to represent, be it the company, the product, the call, or the idea within that particular campaign period, be it 6 months or 1 year. But there are other cases where a brand ambassador is somebody that they take permanently at company level, except that individual does not respect the terms and conditions given to him to be brand ambassador. But in general terms, brand ambassadorship is something that is limited mostly to the length of a particular campaign, a particular course, or a particular promotional period.
Wow, that is so interesting. And when you become a brand ambassador, Tabby for Kings, what do you think are some of the products out there that absolutely need a brand ambassador?
Well, in general terms, brand ambassadors are brought in, especially in consumer products that have high competition. We're talking about things like brewery industries. We're talking about things like telecoms industries. We're talking about things like clothing industries, which have diverse brands. And in order to make your brand stand out among those several brands that you see in the market, you need to have somebody whose personality and popularity pulls his fans or leads his fans, not just to him, but they want to associate themselves to the brand because it is that particular brand ambassador that they have. So in most cases, it's at the level of consumer products where there is high competition, and also for showy products, as I usually call them, like phones, like jewelry and accessories, where that brand ambassador now influences the psychology of the client to know that if this star or if this personality is consuming this product, then I have to consume this product to identify myself to him. So in most cases, it's those kinds of products that need brand ambassadors. Or, in another case, when a product is losing in value or losing in market or in perception, you can bring in a brand ambassador to uplift their image or to uplift their position in the market over a period of time.
Wow, you said something very powerful. The brand ambassador influences the psychology of the consumer.
Wow.
Very powerful. And sometimes, people are out here promoting goods and maybe sitting in, quote unquote, as a brand ambassador. Is it possible for somebody to take initiative and become a brand ambassador for a brand without the accord of the owners?
Wow, it's just like taking the signature of a prime minister. It's practically the same thing. You don't take the initiative to be a brand ambassador, but you can be a brand advocate. A brand advocate is somebody who takes upon himself the initiative to speak positive of an image, positive of a product, or to encourage people to consume a particular product, maybe because of the satisfaction that he has had of the positive impact the product has had on him. For example, I'm a brand advocate of technophones because technophones are adapted for Africa. And me as a Pan-Africanist, I always encourage people to use the technophone because it's performance for Africa. But I can't stand as a brand ambassador of techno because techno has not deemed it possible or has not deemed it right for me to be the brand ambassador. So I can force myself to it.
Right.
It's the techno to see that Tabby 4K is good for a brand ambassador and hire Tabby 4K as a brand ambassador. But you can be a brand advocate without the company or the brand even knowing, which would be to their advantage, but you're not getting any financial benefit for it.
That's interesting. His name is Tabby for Kings, communications specialist and reporter for Apex 100. He's speaking live from Douala, Cameroon. Kings, I'm going to put you on this scenario and see if you're going to find your way out. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, Kings, Samba is Wimbom. Wimbom is a tribe in Cameroon. So Samba is Wimbom and very popular. He is hired. He is hired as a brand ambassador for a product. that is being advertised in Bafut. That is, the product is being advertised in Bafut language, right? Now, Samba struggles to speak in Bafut at an event where he is representing the product. And he is selling the product brand to Bafut indigents. Could that be described as effective branding?
It's complicated, Mr. Kanjo. It's really complicated because when you're talking about dialect and talking about tribe, it's very tricky because there are people who claim themselves to each other. A Bafut man getting Bafut language being spoken by a person in order to buy product, he's not going to take it very positively because he prefers a Bafut person with tribesmen selling the product, because it is tribesman. On the contrary, if it's an international language or if it's maybe something on the international scene that cuts across different races, for example, if you take somebody like the actor Tom Cruise to advertise in French, it can work because it's at international level and there's no barrier concern tribe. But if you take the same Tom Cruise and he comes and speaks to Bali people in Bali, well, yes, it's good. It's Tom Cruise. He's a popular person. But he's not a Bali person or a Bafut person. I don't think that's very effective branding. It's preferable to look for a Bafut person, even if the person is not a star but is influential in Bafut, to talk about a people in the Bafut language and the people easily take it. So that's the tricky part of using, dialects and tribe in brand ambassadorship.
So, do you call that failure in branding?
Pardon?
Do you call that failure in branding?
Yeah, that should be a failure in branding because you have to be more strategic than that. I don't advise. It's very risky. It may work, but there are very slim chances it works.
Beautiful. Okay, now this is my second scenario, Tabi 4. Dulafe is a very popular musician. He is hired as a brand ambassador for an uprising football club. And he is modeling a campaign showing that the team is good at scoring goals.
Yeah.
Dulafe is seen scoring some goals that look very, very amateurish.
Okay.
Now, wouldn't the football club have gone for a footballer rather than a musician? In other words, does it really matter who is modeling for what product?
It matters a lot, Mr. Kanjo. It matters a lot. Now, I'm not trying to be pejorative, okay? I'm not trying to be pejorative.
Okay.
But it's going to be tricky to get Whoopi Goldberg to advertise a beauty product.
Okay.
I'm not being pejorative. I'm just trying to paint the picture. It's going to be very tricky for a short person to advertise a product that is going for tall people.
Correct.
It's bizarre.
And vice
It's really
versa.
going to be bizarre. I'm just imagining the scene. I'm just imagining the scene. Let's say we see somebody like how do they call this fiction? Let's just imagine you see Gina Bell, for example.
Okay.
I'm playing football. It doesn't match. I mean, they should get a footballer to advertise football.
Right.
Or if it's not a footballer, somebody who is athletic in build or somebody that looks like football to advertise football. If they took the artist or the musician to advertise something that is in line with music, it's going to work. But now there are some other fields where you can get somebody who is not doing that particular thing to advertise that thing. That was the case with cigarettes. Most actors back then, at the time when brand ambassadorship started, they used to get actors to advertise cigarettes.
Okay.
It's possible that actors would, so you get them to advertise cigarettes. But it's always preferable to get somebody in the particular domain doing that particular thing to advertise the stuff that you want to advertise. It's more preferable.
Beautiful education there we're getting from Tabitha Kings, communication expert and reporter for Apex One Radio. Kings is speaking live from Douala in this 90th edition of African Fiesta, just on Apex One Radio. This is the 2nd of December 2017. It's a presentation of Enes Kanjo and
Maggie Daisy. Now, Tabitha Kings, we've seen all these scenarios, and I think we can determine who a good brand ambassador is. In your opinion, who are some of the brand ambassadors you think have been very successful in that role? And why do you think those people have been successful?
Yeah, that's a very, very tricky one. I have to be honest that I've never really followed a particular brand ambassador in his career as a brand ambassador. Why? Because as I explained earlier, in most cases, if you check well, brand ambassadors are hired for a particular period of time, and then they're put down. But to answer your question, I'll rather paint a scenario of somebody who succeeds as brand ambassador. You know that this person is a successful brand ambassador by three things. First, consumer change or consumer behavior in line with that particular product. If a product was declining in the market and they started a campaign with that particular brand ambassador and the sales go up, he was a good brand ambassador. Second thing is, if people attribute their choice or their adoption of a particular product because of the image that they have of that particular brand ambassador, then that was a successful brand ambassador. Third is, if that particular brand ambassador successfully transmitted the message in a way that was adequately understood by the consumer and gave a better perception to that particular group, then he was a successful brand ambassador. If I can give a recent example of what I've noticed was Mr. Leo doing brand ambassadorship for ITEL lately. I noticed from my investigation that ITEL had a 5 to 10% increase in sales when people noticed Mr. Leo's picture was on the flyers and on the posters and on the roll-up banners of the advertising campaigns of ITEL. So I believe from those three things that are pointed out, you can actually identify a successful brand ambassador.
Tabitha, we normally actually don't do this, but we have an interesting question from one of our listeners. She believes that there are some people who are so popular that no matter what the brand is, even if they are amateurs in that field, they could still be brand ambassadors and the product would sell. She was speaking specifically of somebody who has the social status that Beyonce has. Do you think that's possible?
I don't know if my line, but I couldn't get you clearly.
So a listener of ours, can you hear me?
Yes, I can get you now.
Yeah, so a listener of Apex One Radio is wondering if it's possible to have somebody who is so popular that even if they don't have any know-how of a product that they're being a brand ambassador for, they can still effectively be a brand ambassador for that product. We all know Beyonce is in the entertainment industry. She doesn't play sports. But our listener here believes because she's so popular and she has such a high social status, she can still be a brand ambassador for a sports team and it would work.
Well, actually, this issue of brand ambassadorship is two things. It's first of all strategy and it's also psychology, right? Now, when you want to choose a brand ambassador, you need to understand what people think of the individual you're putting as brand ambassador. Take, for example, the case of Beyonce and sports, isn't it? Now, you notice that sport is in different categories, isn't it? And Beyonce is seen as a goddess, practically. Now, this is what happens to people's psychology. This is what happens to people's psychology. If a goddess can do sports, then I can do 4 too. That's psychology.
That's interesting.
Now, this is strategy now. This is strategy now. Beyonce is somebody that a jogger wants to live jogging along with me on the street. Beyonce is somebody that a basketballer wants to come and see how watch his match when he's playing basketball. Beyonce is somebody that footballers will be amazed to find her, come to visit them for training. Now, the strategy is, if those people would love to have Beyonce participate in their sport, then if I present Beyonce as a spotter, it brings the mysterious side of Beyonce we didn't know. We knew she's a musician, but we didn't know she's a spotter. So if this musician is a spotter, then I should be a spotter to identify myself with her too. That's strategy. So it's about the person, actually. It's about the person. But mark you. If you went and brought a musician like Salatiel and tried that with, it wouldn't work.
It's correct.
Now, I don't have a problem with Salatiel, actually. I'm just trying to say that he had impact so far, but his impact is not strong enough that he can cut across different brands.
Yeah.
So it's more about the personality and the amount of following that they have. It is that following and that popularity that plays on their psychology to want to identify her to the product. And so the strategy we use is that, okay, we will take her followers to see the hidden side of her and put her on the forefront. So that's what happens, actually. That's the trick that we play.
We can stay here all day listening to Tabby for Kings, and we won't ever get tired. Kings, want to thank you so much for this free education on radio. It was really fantastic. And Maggie and I, and of course the thousands of listeners we have out there, have learned quite much from this conversation. Kings, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Kenjo. Thank you so much for everybody that was in the studio today and everybody that's listening to X1 Radio and this opportunity to share my knowledge with the world.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Kings will be back next week on the same show, and he was speaking live from Douala, Cameroon. So how much are we paying for this? This is very expensive education.
Expensive education. You know what? We're not paying for it, but our listeners appreciate it. They appreciate the fact that they can gain all this knowledge. Now we know what the difference between a brand advocate and a brand ambassador is. That's something I didn't know.
Not only that, I heard of Goodwill ambassador, icon, mascot, and all those
so
things.
many things. So many things.
Kings is he's a star.
He's a wealth
He's a star.
of knowledge.
Okay, so that's great. And somebody is saying, good job, Maggie, Daisy. And so the reactions are coming. This is Fiesta number 90. We're reaching you from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America.
And also, the only reason we're on air is because we have people listening to us. I want to take this moment to thank Mo Kathleen. She asked the question about, a brand ambassador who doesn't have any knowledge in that field, still representing the brand. Mo Kathleen is listening to us from Dallas, Texas. Also, shout out to Barry Atanga and Mudu Mercy listening to Apex One Radio.
And still to come, you listening to Ngwane Hansel on his recent nomination for one of Africa's Frontline Awards. Then we also have Anorin, who will be joining us just on Apex One Radio. I think we need to water down this very great talk we've had with Tabitha with some very good music, and this one we're dedicating it to our reporter in Douala, and of course our listeners in Monrovia, that is in Liberia. So they call it Higher. It is the latest from Mr. Leo, Salatiel, Askia, and Bless B. It's less than a day old. I'd like you to listen to it. It's a special song, Maggie Daisy.
Listening.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We don't dipolo, we hustle and hustle, we making it every day. On a Milo show, my people be loving and loving it every way. Aréobasika, yeah, je suis en vie, ma famille aussi. Allons, laisse-moi célébrer, laisse-moi jubiler. Kuba Obasio, c'est Dieu qui m'a donné. Make us celebrate, make us jubiler. On dit y'a espoir, donc il y a la vie. Tomorrow's another day. Cause it's in my yeah. There's no going down, there's no turning back, no. Everybody today nowadays, oh. Now Papa God, he don't do it for we, yeah. Oh.
Make a joyful noise, sing a song. A king is born. Hallelujah. Let the earth rejoice. Tidings of joy. Hallelujah. Oh, make we celebrate. Everybody, I say make we jubilate. If you're happy, I say make you celebrate. Now Papa got to do one for we. Now why it's not slowing down, it's not going back. Oh, today now I'm there. Now Papa got to do one for we.
Jump to this. The year don't end, celebrate with me. I can never thank him alone, pray with me. My money don't come, please share with me. Aye, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Bring all your friends but today, yeah. I'm ready to give, I'm ready to share. Let me know what you need, please have no fear. Cause it's a season of joy, sharing and love. Put on your shoes if you're ready to go. And if you got a problem, let me see you drop it on the floor. No time for hating when we're celebrating. Happy New Year.
There's no going down, there's no going back, no. Yeah. Everybody today nowadays, yeah. Now Papa God, he don't do one for we,
Tenons-nous les mains, chantons alléluia. Mettons les mamies de feu pour le nouveau bébé. La lumière est là, ouais, on va célébrer. C'est le genre de moment qu'on vise. Bonne année, bonne année. Everybody I say make we celebrate. Everybody I say make we jubilate. We jump up and I have no more. We jump up and I have no more. Cause this year I'm my year. No going down, no going back. Today not today. I thank God for you doing for me.
Now it's not slowing down, it's not going back.
everybody today nowadays, now Papa God, he don't do one for we.
Welcome back to Apex One Radio. We are here on African Fiesta, reporting from Columbus, Ohio. With me in the studio is Mr.
Ernest Kanjo.
and myself, Maggie Daisy. This is our 90th edition of the show here in Columbus, Ohio. Now, listeners, you receive a final product of a piece of work, maybe a movie, for example. What happens before that movie finally goes into production? What are some of the steps that need to happen? I'm referring to things such as auditioning actors, hiring set managers, hiring directors, PMs, finding locations, hiring vans for transportation, building camps or renting hotels, getting costumes, makeups, getting shooting permits, flying actors in, or maybe talking to the media. I mean, there is an infinite list of things that you have to do before you begin work on a product.
Our reporter Zita Mapala has a whole bunch of experience working with film teams, and she's been trailing lots and lots of those teams out there in Cameroon. She comes back to what happens before a team sets out for production. She now joins us from Yaoundé. Zita, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Amos. Greetings to you and greetings to all listeners of Apex One Radio.
So how is Yaoundé today, Zita?
Yaoundé is beautiful. We had a bright day and everything is. We are now in the chilling.
Beautiful. Now, Zita, if there is one thing nobody can beat you at is knowing how film teams or production teams work on the field. You virtually spent all your life trailing these teams. And today we want to know exactly what happens before a team of filmmakers, including directors, actors, set and prop guys, lighting technicians. So what happens before the set for a production? Could you just paint that picture to us, Zita?
Of course, and as well, before a movie is brought to you guys, a lot happens behind the scene, a lot happens before the movie is even started. I think we are talking about pre-production here, and it is a whole lot of work. It entails a lot of time, a lot of sacrifice, because the first thing the team does is when the script is ready, they organize an audition for actors and actresses. Most of the times, auditions are organized in just one town, but for movies where they need a huge cast, auditions are organized in several towns to begin, maybe Yaoundé, Douala, Boya, Linde, Bamenda, and all that, depending on the cast they need. And of course, after auditioning the actors, the team continues to work. It's not like you just audition actors and then you come in and start shooting tomorrow. Before these actors are being auditioned for some projects, before the auditions, everything has been set. There is always the producer who is ready, because normally before actors are auditioned, or the producer is kind of ready financially and materially for the movie. After that, we get to hiring the director, the production manager. But in most cases, production houses have the directors, so they need not go out there looking for directors. But in cases where directors are not found in a production house, or maybe the director needs assistance from a fellow director, they go in now to hire one. The production manager is mostly in the house, or a famous one that is known in town, like Banks Banta. He has been a very famous production manager recently, and most projects are having him as time goes on. After that, we keep on with the hiring, of course, the makeup artists. Some projects, some low budget projects, actors come on set with their makeup. I mean, those movies that do not really need a particular makeup, we don't need those special effects and all that. Actors most of the time just do the little blushing and eyelashes and it is done. But in the majority of cases, makeup artists are brought in, professionals who come in to do their job and are, of course, being paid for. As far as transportation is concerned, because before a movie is set, the locations are ready. There is always a location manager in charge of that, getting to find the houses where the movie is going to be shot. Maybe it entails going to a village. The location manager travels beforehand to that village to talk with the people, inform them that a team is coming to do this and all the blah blah. And after that, he comes back and location is set, but there should be a location manager for that, without which it's going to be a huge problem, because we cannot just bump into somebody's house today and you're like, want to shoot a movie in your house. Of course, not everyone will accept that. That, of course, is the job of the location manager. Well, transportation to location, the producer takes charge of that. Some productions, there is a transportation car that is hired that takes people morning to location sites, and after that they are brought back. But other movies, actors are given their transportation for those who will stay away from the camp. Because it should be noted that in the majority of cases, the actors or producers and directors always prefer that the actors stay together in a camp or maybe in a hotel. And most of the time, hotels are hotels that are promoting the industry, so they kind of offer their rooms, their spaces as a support to the project. But if there is no hotel to support the project, then the producer has to pay for the lodging, the length of time for which the actors and actresses have to stay there. It is a whole lot of work. It entails a whole lot of sacrifice. And, well, it is worth noting that the Cameroon film industry is still a baby industry. So costumes, actors and actresses bring their costumes on set in the majority of cases. It is only when special costumes are needed that the producer will take charge of that. But in several movies where I've been along with the team, producers always call on actors to, even if there is a particular attire that is needed, the producer will please can you guys get maybe a loincloth, and those who cannot afford it before the producer will step in. But our industry is a baby one, and actors and actresses take care of their costumes in most cases. Well, that is just how it looks like. But it is worth noting that since the ministry is stepping into now to shoot a movie, you don't just go out on the street and you put on your camera and the director is like light camera action. No. Now the ministry grants a permit, and it is very important for a director or producer to get the permit from the ministry before beginning shooting, because without which the agents of the urban council will obviously come to halt the shooting, and when they do that, it affects the timing of the project, because most producers used to time their projects. Maybe they'll be shooting for a week, they'll be shooting for a month, and when such circumstances come up and have to halt things, it plays a lot on the actors too, because as they're coming in, they have a mindset and they have other projects, they have other things to attend to. Well, so far, most movies in Cameroon recently, we only hear of the movie after it has been done or during the shooting. I think producers and directors are yet to understand that we should talk more of a movie when it is still to come up, because there is little or no publicity about movies before they are being done. Unlike in other countries where we know that before a movie is coming up, there is already publicity about it and all that. Most of the time, people do publicities about auditions. But apart from that, after the audition, everything just lies low. The team continues working on the ground until when shooting is coming up, and then it is done that way. But media publicity about movies before they are being shot is very minute in the country so far. As of now, I don't know if you guys have any questions for me.
We'll definitely continue this topic next week, Zita. It was fantastic with you describing just what happens before a film production happens. Thank you so much, Zita, and thank you for the information and, of course, the knowledge. So do have a fantastic rest of the day out there in Yaoundé.
It is always a pleasure. Thank you, and a wonderful time to you and our listeners of Apex One Radio.
Bye for now.
Nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home. Anywhere you go, New York, Chicago. Nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home. Biko weru ya wayo, wayaka, karibu kiti, utapewa karibu kiti
kulipa kulipa la kupiga densi hapo ulipo kata kiuno anywhere you go, London USA, nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home. Anywhere you go, New York, Chicago, nowhere be like Africa, nowhere be like home.
Bingo eruya wayo wayaka karibu kiti utapewa nini ya weruya wayo wayaka karibu kiti utapewa nini lele. It's an African one. Genial day. Soldier come, soldier go. Your home now your home. Irreplaceable. Anywhere you go. London, USA. Nowhere be like Africa. Nowhere be like home. Anywhere you go.
You're listening to Africa by Yemi Alade. Soldier come, soldier go. Here on the 90th edition of African Fiesta, only on Apex One Radio. Keep listening.
Karibu kiti utapewa nini lele. Africa, Africa, yeah, yeah. Sweet like Bangladesh, baby.
For the first time ever in Yaoundé, 3R Productions presents another blockbuster movie premiere, Breach of Trust. On Saturday, the 2nd of December 2017, the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel will play host to this anticipated and red carpet event. Catch behind the scenes of the red carpet and ceremony proper as the lone radio station, Apex One Radio, takes you to an exclusive ride of the ceremony as from 8 p.m. Breach of Trust movie premiere, rated 5-star, starring Apule Jeffrey, Brindwa, President Achille, Walter Anga, Suzanne Kembling, and a host of others. Go down in history the 2nd of December 2017. Entry 15,000 francs classic, 25,000 francs VIP, class and glamour. One event, Breach of Trust, One Radio, Apex One Radio. Host Ernest Kanjo from USA, Margie Daisy from USA, Valerie Tata Dulavi, our Yaoundé reporter, Maxel Adeko on the techniques. Live coverage, Breach of Trust movie premiere, highly powered by Northcare Health Service, the #1 healthcare outfit, providing quality care for residents in Columbus and its environs. Breach of Trust movie premiere, only on Apex One Radio. Apex One Radio, enjoy and learn.
I'm in love with rhythms.
It's in music.
Feel good.
Me na you, today na me na you. Toi et moi, la la la, toi et moi. Fine fine girl, beautiful girl. She gets all the qualities where any man want to see. Dance here for me, shake shaking for me.
A 2015 track there by Rhythms titled Me and You. It has brought the time to 2 o'clock here in the studio of Apex One Radio. It's 8 p.m. in Yaoundé, Cameroon, from where our next guest will be speaking. His name is Ngwane Hansel, comedian and media personality. And talking about media personality, he's just been nominated at the African Youth Awards for the Media Personality of the Year category. All right, so let's hear the story from the artist himself. Ngwane Hansel, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me, and it's always a pleasure being here on the show.
So, how is everything today?
We thank God everything is well, and I just want to congratulate you and commend you for the good work you're doing.
We want to congratulate you as well on the great work you're doing out there, which is why you are being nominated and being recognized. So, We just got the news. The news just dropped a few hours ago that you've just been nominated at the African Youth Awards for the Media Personality of the Year category. Are you confirming that?
Yes, I just a couple of hours ago I received an email notifying me of my nomination for the Media Personality of the Year 2017 from the African Youth Awards organization.
So tell us, when you got that email, how did you react?
It was a pleasant surprise because I had been nominated for the same category last year, which I unfortunately lost to a Nigerian. And this year, it looks like it's my time, like you say, twice is a charm.
Congratulations again for being nominated for this prestigious award. From what works do you think you were nominated for?
Okay, the email they sent to me really explained why I was nominated. The most outstanding was the Hansel Media work I've been doing, trying to promote the use trying to promote the constructive use of social media to develop our respective societies, and also the Hansel Show for trying to bring out the funny but true part of the society through comedy. And also, I was nominated for President of the Year for my constant use of social media to promote peace and especially through these tough times in our country.
Wow. Using comedy to interact with people is always the best way to go. Now, I see here that you were nominated alongside Tanzanians, Ghanaians, and South Africans. Does that make you shiver a little bit?
No, that doesn't make me. Last year when I was nominated alongside two Nigerians, I was a little skeptical. I was a little afraid, but this year I'm happy because if they put me alongside Ghanaians, Tanzanians, and South Africans, it means Cameroon is finally coming to the limelight, and they have finally realized that people from Cameroon can stand alongside those people. So it's time for Cameroonians to get behind the movement to show Africa that Cameroon can no longer be relegated to the background.
Yeah, slowly but surely we're going to make it. You said you got nominated for the Hansel Show. For our listeners who are not familiar with the show, can you tell us what the show is about?
The Hansel Show basically is a comedy satire show, which is the format is like a news report format. We don't create fake news. We actually report the real news with a touch of comedy. Now, we believe that the best way to say something without hurting someone is to put a touch of comedy in it. So the Hansel Show is telling the truth while making you laugh.
It tells the truth while making us laugh. Now, we want to ensure, Hansel, that you take home this award. Now that you're nominated, how can you win? Do people have to vote for you?
Yes, the link comes up tomorrow and voting starts tomorrow. And the link is africanyouthaward.org/voting. And that link will be shared tomorrow on all my official social media platforms for people who are interested in voting.
Yeah, mention that link one more time for our listeners.
africanyouthaward.org/vote, VOTE.
africanyouthaward.org/vote.
/vote. Yes.
Correct. I hope that our listeners are going to vote for you. We definitely want Cameroon to come out on the top. Should your fans vote? And if they should vote, why do you think that you deserve this award?
I deserve the award for two reasons. One, I believe that I owe it to my fans to let them understand that whatever they have been supporting, be it the Hansel show, be it Hansel media, is finally being recognized. And they should let Africa know that what they support isn't anything to be played around with. It's something serious. So if they are voting for me as media president of the year, we are in turn voting for themselves as supporters of what Hansel is doing. Second thing is, I believe I should win this award because it no longer represents just Africa, but Cameroon. And at this trying time, we need to let the whole world know that despite what is being said about Cameroon, something good can actually come from that country.
A vote for Hansel is a vote for Cameroon. A vote for Hansel is a vote for yourself as a Cameroonian, promoting the Cameroonian entertainment industry. So do not fail to vote. Hansel, what are some of the last words that you have for your fans?
This is just what I have to say. We might not agree on everything, but we have to agree on something. And that something should be that Cameroon should not be known for things that are detrimental to the development of Africa. Cameroon should be known as force to push Africa ahead. And my fans should know that I always stand for development and for progress. And they should always understand that they can count on me.
Hansel stands for development and for progress. Thank you so much, Hansel, for coming to talk to us here on Apex One Radio. We are going to let you go, but before you do that, can you drop your contacts for our listeners so they can keep in touch with you?
Of course, for those who want to get in touch with me, just social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just type The Hansel Show, and that leads to me. And my contacts are on the social media accounts if you want to primarily message me for anything.
Beautiful, and his name is Hansel Ngwane, comedian par excellence. He's been nominated for the Media Personality of the Year category at the African Youth Awards. Hansel, congrats once again, and we hope to have you not too long from now on Apex One Radio.
Thank you very much for that opportunity, and I'm so grateful.
And do have a fantastic rest of the day out there.
Thank you very much.
Now a level done is keep. See jealousy people, no one say make we succeed. Ils ont dit que cet amour n'aura pas de fruits, mais cet amour est très fort, ils ne peuvent que parler. Elle est à Oussa, et je suis Douala. The only thing I want for you, baby, not only you. Mina ayu, sugar, Tina mina ayu, sugar, sugar. Toi et moi, la la la, toi et moi. Mina ayu, sugar, je dis mina ayu, toi et moi, la la la, toi et moi. Mina ayu, sugar, Tina mina ayu, sugar, sugar. Toi et moi, la la la, toi et moi. Mina ayu, sugar, je dis mina ayu, toi et moi, la la la, toi et moi. Oh na 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 na, give me your hand, baby. I'll be your man. I'll take you all over the world. You know I can. Give me your hand, chérie. I'll be your man. I'll take you all over the world. You know I can. Ils ont dit que cet amour n'aura pas de fruits, mais cet amour est très fort. Ils ne peuvent que parler. Elle est bameleke et je suis Ewundo. The only thing I want for you, baby, madame. Mina ayu, sugar, Tina mina ayu, sugar, sugar. Toi et moi, la la la, toi et moi. Mina ayu, sugar, je dis mina ayu, toi et moi, la la la, toi et moi. Mina ayu, sugar, Tina mina ayu, sugar, sugar. Toi et moi, la la la, toi et moi. Mina ayu, sugar, je dis mina ayu, toi et moi, la la la, toi et moi. Na mina you, na mina you. Namina you, mon bébé. C'est toi et moi, la la la, la la la.
Papi, yeah, don't move me for yeah. Because you cafe. Coach Cafe, Lord have mercy. Coach Cafe.
Bon là cette fois tu m'as somnifié. Mon amour, je te l'accorde, instantané. Prends-moi en entier. Mon bébé, ne laissons rien tomber. Now which can you do what you used for my head? Now so, you must kill my praise. I shame for you. I say which can you do what you used for my head? Now so, you must kill my praise. I don't shame for you. Oh God, tu me rends dingo, dingo.
This is Apex One Radio. You're listening to African Fiesta, the edition of the 2nd of December 2017, reaching you from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America. It's a presentation of Ernest Kanjo Ein,
Maggie Daisy,
with Maxel Addict producing the show from Varsity, Switzerland, and AY as moral support system here in the studio. And so this evening, everybody will converge on the Hilton Hotel in Yaoundé to welcome another product into the Cameroonian film market. Bridge of Trust is the latest Cameroonian movie that sees the light of day today in Yaoundé. Our reporter Valerie Tata Dulafe is already heading to the Hilton Hotel, and just right after African Fiesta today, we shall be having a live coverage of that event. But then, before Valerie comes up to tell us just how prepared he and the rest of the Bridge of Trust team are, let's listen to this.
For the first time ever in Yaoundé, 3R Productions presents another blockbuster movie premiere, Bridge of Trust. On Saturday, the 2nd of December 2017, the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel will play host to this anticipated and red carpet event. Catch behind the scenes of the red carpet and ceremony proper as the lone radio station, Apex One Radio, takes you to an exclusive ride of the ceremony as from 8 p.m. Bridge of Trust movie premiere, graded 5-star, starring Apule Jeffrey, Brindwa, President Achille, Walter Anga, Suzanne Kembling, and a host of others. Go down in history the 2nd of December 2017. Entry 15,000 francs classic, 25,000 francs VIP, class and glamour. One event, Bridge of Trust, One Radio, Apex One Radio. Host Ernest Kanjo from USA, Maggie Daisy from USA, Valerie Tata Dulavi, our Yaoundé reporter, Maxel Adego on the techniques. Live coverage, Bridge of Trust movie premiere, highly powered by Northcare Health Service, the #1 healthcare outfit, providing quality care for residents in Columbus and its environs. Bridge of Trust movie premiere, only on Apex One Radio. Apex One Radio, enjoy and learn.
And so that was Valerie Tata Dulafi telling us about the event tonight, the premiere of Bridge of Trust. And so, just how prepared is Yaoundé for this event? From there, Valerie Tata now joins us. Valerie, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Ernest Kanjo. Hello, listeners of X1 Radio. It is a blessing to receive you here today. It is 8:15 p.m. in Cameroon. For those of you listening to us at this particular point in time, and I'm very much proud to host you here from Yaoundé. As the rest of the engineering from the background, it's all about the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel today, the 2nd of December 2017, and we are very much prepared to host you for this particular event that is going to take place at the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel. So thank you very much, and let's thank you for welcoming me once more for this edition of African Fiesta. Thank you very much and welcome to Yaoundé.
Beautiful Valerie Tata Dulafe is his name. Valerie, I understand that Yaoundé has been hosting a couple of such events within the past a couple of weeks, and today is yet another film premiere. But looks like this one is so special. So tell us, how prepared is Yaoundé for this event, and just what have you seen around? Just how motivated are people to go to the premiere of BOT tonight?
Just as you mentioned, Cameroon has been vibrating, Yaoundé in particular has been vibrating to so many film launches. Yaoundé and Douala. A couple of days ago, we actually broadcasted a film launch that was Man for the Weekend, produced by Cindy Amade, and definitely was a huge success at the Yaoundé Hotel as well. The ceremony in Douala took place at the Yaoundé so as to say, in Douala, and later on they moved over to Yaoundé. We actually had the same, almost the same experience when it comes to the married single that actually saw its launching at the Hilton Hotel as well. It has been a great week, if not a month, when it comes to Cameroonian movies here in Yaoundé. We also have information that there is a workshop actually going on in Boya. Cameroon has been actually vibrating when it comes to film launches, workshops coming out, as well as shootings when it comes to the Cameroon film industry. So it is a great atmosphere, and definitely, Ernest Kanjo, as Mo said, the film is actually going on today. That is Breach of Trust. Is going on very, very soon at the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel. And definitely for those people who were actually wondering if it is actually today, it is today, the 2nd of December 2017. And all roads are leading to the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel. As most of you get from the background, I'm actually locking my door because in a couple of seconds I have to be at the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel where the ceremony proper is going to take place. So red carpet, I called organizers today, and they told me that the red carpet has begun just a couple of seconds as we are speaking. We know everything is going to start a couple of seconds from now. So I'm actually heading up to get a driver to take me over to the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel, where we are going to be broadcasting live when it comes to that particular event. So everything is set in this country. The microphone is set, the office is set, and heading over to the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel.
Valerie, as you must have noticed, is walking while talking. He's heading to the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel, where the premiere of Breach of Trust will be yours in just next couple of minutes. Soon after African Fiesta, we shall be getting Valerie, this time from the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel. Valerie, we are going to let you go. I understand you need to get there and start gathering information for us. So do have a fantastic ride to the Hilton. And we hope to have you over at the Hilton in the next couple of minutes. Thank you so much, Valerie.
Thank you very much, Ernest Kanjo, and keep doing a great job. You and Maggie, Daisy, you guys should keep on the good work. Very, very soon, I'm going to be with you in just a couple of seconds with the movie known as Breach of Trust, featuring Apollo Jeffrey and a host of others. So, Yaoundé and the United States of America, see you very soon.
See you very soon, Valerie Tata Dulafe. Tout à l'heure, thank you so much. He is our main man out there in Cameroon. He's heading to the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel, where the premiere of Breach of Trust will be taking place, and Apex One Radio is on that event live. We will be running live commentaries soon after the 90th edition of African Fiesta currently going on, and produced from Valto, Switzerland by Maxel Ajin, and hosted in the studio by two of us. There is Maggie, Daisy, and
Mr. Ernest Kanjo.
Let's listen to some music. Then our next guest will be Celine Jack, who will be speaking live from Cleveland, Ohio. And that will be the end of the road for the 90th edition of this great show. Just on Apex One Radio.
Make a bantin to Nina and Joe. Make a bantin to Nina and Joe. Make a bantin to Nina and Joe. You must see me, Baba, you must do Megika. Kubanjo, Lord, Kong, get a moon, Lord, for sure, Cousins, oh, yeah, Kuba, yeah,
Our beautiful piece of music there by Sharon. And this is a special request from Maggie. Daisy, Maggie, tell me why you fell in love with this song.
So we spoke to the author of the song 2 weeks ago. Her name is Sharon. I encourage everybody to go out and listen to this. This is not your typical type of music that is coming out of Cameroon at this current time. This is Zouk. This is Zouk. This is very soulful music. It's soul music rather, and it just touches the soul. Really, it's soul music that touches the soul. And upon speaking with Sharon last week, she explained that the song simply encourages you to believe in God and to know that just because God has blessed one person doesn't mean that God hasn't blessed you.
Beautiful. Okay, so share on in that beautiful one titled Away. Our next guest, and of course the last, is Celine Jack. She will be speaking live from Cleveland. She is the founder of Celine's Teachers and Lords Foundation. It is a humanitarian organization that will proceed to organize an outreach program this December. Celine will be live with us in just a couple of seconds.
I'm brand new. No, I don't need to be a signing. 'Cause when I come
Hustling. Now, Maggie Days, it looks like every young artist coming up now is only talking about hustling.
The hustle is real, okay? The hustle is so real. If you don't hustle in the climate that we have in Cameroon right now, if you're sitting there dependent on somebody to help you out, you're never going to make it. You have to go out there and be passionate about what you're doing and hustle hard in order to help yourself and help those around you.
And I think the hustle is for everybody, not just the people who are out there on the continent, but it's for everybody. Everybody goes through hustling in one way or the other, especially Africans living in the diaspora. At times I believe that Africans in the diaspora hustle even more than their counterparts back home.
I don't know if I would agree with that. I think Africans living in the diaspora have more opportunities. And so when you hustle, you actually see the product of your hustle.
The opportunities are there, but that doesn't cancel the fact that they hustle to be able to grab those opportunities, right?
Let's agree that there is hustling all around the planet.
Now, some of the people who hustle and even hustle more than they really should are less privileged populations across the continent. And thanks to some humanitarians, they are giving a helping hand. They are stretching a helping hand to help these people who hustle to have bread on their table. And I think it's a social responsibility for every one of us to get on board and be of help to these people. Celine Teachers Ein Lord's Foundation is a humanitarian organization that has been on this mission for some time now. And the organization proceeds to organize an outreach event this December. Its founder, Celine Jack, is right here with us on Apex 100. She joins us from Cleveland. Celine, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ines. How are you doing today?
I'm all right, thank you. And you?
Great.
So how is everything?
I'm doing well by the grace of God. We can't complain. We can't do any better, so we thank God.
Really, we thank God. And so tell me, how is Setaf doing?
Setaf, well, we thank God for His grace, His presence, His leading us. It's been another year for us. This is actually our second year, and we are operating internationally, so it's not really easy for us. But regardless of the many challenges we have, we try to see to it that every year we get to do something that is really impactful in the lives of the less privileged children.
Right.
So far, we started in Cameroon, so far we are trying to still reach out to as many less privileged children as possible in different areas of Cameroon.
These are some of the stories that do interest a lot of people nowadays. And somebody listening to you for the first time and coming across Setaf for the first time might want to know what Setaf is all about before they get into knowing just what you've been doing.
Setaf is, the acronym means Celine Teacher and Lord's Foundation. My first name is Celine, and the extension of the name is just regarding the fact that Jesus is my teacher and Lord, so He is the owner of this foundation that Celine is a flag bearer to. The mission of Setaf is to empower the disabled, orphaned, and less privileged children by creating an atmosphere that fosters educational excellence, clinical care, nourishment with focus on the girl child. So our vision is basically we strive to create a healthy, educated, compassionate, and successful community by breaking through the cycle of poverty and giving hope to the disadvantaged and displaced children.
Very, very, very inspiring. So far, what are some of the achievements of Setaf?
Given it just 2 years on ground and actually being an organization that is registered in the U.S. and acting all the way from a distance to impact children in Cameroon has been quite challenging. However, we thank God for the fact that we really have success to speak for. This December 17th, 2017, our pioneer beneficiary will be graduating from the University of Boya with a bachelor's degree in political science and public administration. And we have 9 other less privileged children who are way more younger in secondary and primary school whom we are supporting to go to school. Basically, they are either orphaned or from very struggling families. So we identify such children, pay their tuition, get them school uniforms, everything they need to acquire a good, decent education and just have them there. So we have 9 of such children. Then we have one disabled teenage girl whom we are also supporting to have like a basic trade that she can earn a living out of it and feed her little baby that she has. So I think that is quite an achievement to be grateful to God for just in 2 years.
Yeah, definitely. You have somebody graduating all the way from the university. That's very encouraging. And I hope that our listeners use this opportunity to be thankful for the things that we do have that other people don't have, and not to take our health for granted and our financial wealth for granted as well. And so as part of the activities, Setalf would be having an organized nourishment outreach next Saturday, December the 9th. Exactly where will this take place, and who will be benefiting from this gesture?
It's a nourishment outreach, so basically we are looking at a particular region so far as a target. So we are targeting Dengi subdivision, that is in the northwest region of Cameroon. So we have actually talked with those on ground who are willing to support as much as they can to help us identify the poorest of the poor of such children, because we have a whole ton of such children, but as a young organization, we can only stretch so much. So we are targeting to support 100 less privileged children benefit from the items. Food items will be distributing like rice, dairy, salt, cooking salt, and Maggi, and vegetable oil. Notwithstanding, we also have partners all over the world, supporters who are supporting us, and we had some donations throughout the year, like shoes. So we are actually looking at also being a blessing to 100 children to benefit from our shoe donations, which were donated by Souls for Souls, an organization also in the United States of America. So the area where we are targeting, that's the subdivisions, we are actually looking at some suburbs in that subdivision, like some little tribes, little villages where children are actually struggling, and we just want to give them something that they can actually enjoy this season, at least for a start. They're trusting God for more in the future.
Setalf is the organization that would be bringing some Christmas cheer to some of these children who are not fortunate enough to, have people in their lives who would help them out, or who are not fortunate enough to have the same financial benefits that we enjoy. Explain to us how this activity would take place. What human resources do you need? What is the process going to be like?
For the most part, we really encourage people to join our team, because it's a humanitarian activity and it's all about speaking to the hearts of people, not to the ears of people. So what we are doing is we are trusting God to send us the right people to partner with us so that they can help us on ground, select those children who are really the right people to benefit from what we have. So right now we have about 20 volunteers in those villages who have just come together. Not including the other volunteers all over Cameroon who are actually willing to go there and be a part of this outreach. So we have those that many, and we are depending on them. They've been the ones who have gone to those villages to select the 100 children who are actually on a list ready for us to come and attend to and be a blessing to them. So we know that financial concerns are really important, but primarily we really call on people to come, because most times being a blessing to less privileged children is not all about money. Sometimes they just need somebody to play with. They just need somebody to talk with. They just need somebody you can share a gift with them. Like, you know how to sing, you just sing and it puts a smile on their face. So that is what the South is targeting.
That is so beautiful and so inspiring. I know you mentioned that you're working with some partners. Who are some of the partners that you're working with?
So far, we have Souls for Souls Inc. is also a non-profit making organization in the U.S. So we are in partnership with them, just a very young partnership with them, and we are trusting God for more and for a long-lasting partnership. We also have Abundant Life International Church, which is a church where I fellowship. They also give me their support as the founder of the organization, and we also have the Presbyterian Church Andek, where the pastor is the main coordinator of all these activities. So we have a whole lot of people coming in and talking to people. So the team is actually growing.
You know, you're doing this because you have people encouraging you, you have people supporting you, you're partnering with other people. Any appeal to potential supporters?
Yes, I definitely would appeal to them. First of all, to supporting SETALF is supporting a humanitarian cause like this. It's not only that I want you to support SETALF. I want you to show love to your neighbor first, because it begins one person at a time. If you can show love to your neighbor, you show love to SETALF, and that's just how we are going to spread around and inspire the entire world to make it a better place. So for specifically those who look at SETALF and admire what is going on, trust me, we really need you, but we just don't know where you're hiding. So if you are being able to identify us, please come and join our team. We are so welcoming, and we are family oriented. We have all our ears down to take your contributions and do better.
Oh, thank you so much for speaking to us about this. After you are done with this program, what next for SETALF?
As a growing organization, we definitely have many projects. But looking at the short-term projects versus the long-term projects, short-term we plan to make sure, considering the political instability that's been in Cameroon lately, we have had a little drag on the educational support part of what our beneficiaries benefit from SETALF. However, for next year, we plan to make sure that we can get a little more children to that program and have their school kick off right. Then we also consider the nourishment program to become a yearly outreach thing. And then for long term, we have a program that is yet to kick off, which is the Home for Babies program. So what this program is literally all about is that we have to come up with a home where we can identify homeless children and give them shelter. So we are looking at having a few volunteers come in and support to run the house, or we have employees. But what we really are out for is to make sure that no innocent soul is out there, especially the children, the babies, infants, sleeping in the streets. So we want to provide shelter for them. So basically, that's a long-term and short-term program so far.
And so just to be clear, you're not talking about an orphanage, you're talking about homes.
No, just as a home. It's a home. Like you have a mother. It's not like a big building where you have children packed in it. It's like having a home.
I want to ensure that our listeners get that clearly. Go ahead and drop your contacts. You know, I'm sure there are people who are listening who would like to support this movement and support the organization.
The name of the organization is Celine's Teacher and Laws Foundation. We have a Facebook page. We also have a website, setalf.org, so www.setalf.org. Or you can reach us at +1 440 444 6354, and we'll be more than welcome to get in touch with you as quick as possible. If you want to use your email address, you can write to us at info@setalf.org.
Celine Jack is her name. She is the founder of SETALF. SETALF is Celine and Teachers Lord's Foundation. Okay, so Celine, want to thank you so much for joining us on Apex One Radio to throw more light on the December outreach program which you are effecting in Cameroon. So do have a fantastic rest of the day. We want to say congrats on the great job you are doing, and may God continue to bless you as you give back to your community.
Thank you very much, and I want to say a big thank you to the entire staff team, the officers, and the volunteers and well wishers. You guys are the brain behind everything that is going on, and may the Almighty God continue to bless you for your seed. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Celine, and do have a fantastic rest of the Saturday.
You too. Thanks for the opportunity. Bye.
Bye for now. And so, Maggie Daisy, giving back to your community, I think is something we must applaud and encourage more people to get into to giving.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at your situation and you think it's bad, and then you hear about someone else's situation, and you see your situation isn't that bad. There's always room for us to give up, to give, and there's always room for us to support somebody else.
There is always room for us to give, and there is always room for us to support. Just before we go away, I think we have a few things to say. First, I think we should welcome the guy who has kept us company here in the studio since the start of this edition of Apex One Radio's African Fiesta. I think he should just go ahead and introduce himself. So, good afternoon, sir.
Thank you so much, Hennes Kinjo. This is a very, very entertaining, educative program. I think I'm going to make this my Saturday tonic. My name is Ayo. My parents, my name is AY. That's what my folks, my colleagues call me. But my parents used to call me Ayo Akinoli. And this is the loudest, the biggest, and the station. This is just made basically to entertain you, to keep you informed, and I just want to employ you to stick that glued to this radio station. Don't touch the dial. Epix One, the station at the junction for your maximum satisfaction. Thank you so much for listening.
So you said you sat across the entire show, and I saw you watching Maggie and I keenly. So tell me, what is your impression? Did we inspire you in a way?
I think this is what broadcasting is all about. You guys just showcased what broadcasting is all about. It's all about educating, enlightening, and entertaining our people out there. And I think you guys have done a marvelous job. Like I said, this is gonna be a daily routine. I would never miss this show, and I want to tell you guys out there to make this. Your daily, because you stand a lot to learn from these two brilliant minds, and Epix One. We're located in Columbus, Ohio, USA. You want to stick glued to the show, Best of Gems. Entertainment at its best and alongside infotainment at its peak. That's what these guys are all about. Epix One. Thank you so much, guys, for having me in the studio. I would definitely want to come as often as I can. Thank you so much.
You're an African from which country?
I'm actually from Nigeria.
Okay.
I'm actually from Nigeria, southwestern part of Nigeria. It doesn't really matter. I'm Nigerian. But I'm Yoruba, What's up, Nigeria? What's going on? This is, I want you guys to, actually, I'm trying to work something out with Epix One. We're coming out with something, big, and I would we're definitely going to keep you guys, posted, and it's just, we want to keep entertaining you, and, Nigeria, my people, please support Epix One, It's an internet radio station based in Columbus, Ohio, and it's basically, what we want to do is just make you laugh, just entertain you,
Beautiful. So we shall definitely be getting into Nigeria big time, and we don't want to let the cat out of the bag. But when the time comes, the story which AY started telling you will be told in its entirety. Thank you so much, AY, for joining us. Maggie Daisy, just before we leave, I think there's also something that is being prepared from the background here now on Apex One Radio. We're about to reveal who our brand ambassador is. And remember, before gave us good education on brand ambassadorship in this edition of African Fiesta. So we will surely be revealing who our brand ambassador is next week. Okay. We shall be telling the rest of the world who that person is and what exactly they will be doing for Apex One Radio. So that is some news from the house.
And if you tuned in today, don't forget to tune in next week, next Saturday, December the 9th, so you can find that information out about who our brand ambassador is going to be.
And so Maggie Days will be back next week on African Fiesta.
African Fiesta number 91. We are slowly but surely making our way to the 100th edition of African Fiesta. And we could not have done that without our listeners. I want to shout out to Mark Colleen, who's listening from Dallas, Texas, Atanga Barry, and also shout out to Modo Mercy.
Since you are talking about heading to the 100th edition, are we going to throw a party when we get to 100?
I think when we get to that bridge, we'll cross
it. Okay. Right. So, we are Africans. We like parties. So, that bridge is not a difficult one to cross. We will definitely throw a 100th edition of African Fiesta Party right here in the studio.
Okay.
So,
excited about it, looking forward to it. And we just want to thank everyone who's listening. We appreciate you guys so much.
We appreciate you guys so much. Next on the line is the live coverage of Bridge of Trust with Valerie Tata Dulafi and the team. We understand that our reporter is already at the Hilton Hotel. But then, this is how we put a full stop to the 90th edition of African Fiesta on Apex One Radio. It was a very big and dynamic thing that kept you company these days. Central African correspondent in Yaoundé, Cameroon, Zita Mapala, and Valerie Tata Dulafe in Douala, Tabi for Kings, and Ifana Kwalar in Bamenda, Wanchia, Cynthia, South Africa, Johannesburg, Solomon Atta, our Belgian correspondent, Titus Bagnon. Monrovia, we have Cialine Bokari. Then, back in Columbus, Ohio, collaboration came from Gracie Boise, Carista Labelle, Ajong Asonganim, Emmanuel Peye, and of course, moral support came from AY. This show was produced from Versus, Switzerland by Maxel Ajit and hosted in the studio by
Ernest Kanjo.
And of course, Maggie Daisy asking you to join us again next week for yet another edition of the show. And until we meet next week, it is bye-bye, ciao, Oliver Maxi. We are going to see you, and to God
be the glory.
Yaoundé, 3R Productions presents another blockbuster movie premiere, Breach of Trust. On Saturday, the 2nd of December 2017, the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel will play host to this anticipated and red carpet event. Catch behind the scenes of the red carpet and ceremony proper as the lone radio station, Apex One Radio, takes you to an exclusive ride of the ceremony as from 8 p.m. Breach of Trust movie premiere, graded 5-star, starring Apule Jeffrey, Brindwa, President Achille, Walter Anga, Suzanne Kembling, and a host of others go down in history the 2nd of December 2017. Entry 15,000 francs classic, 25,000 francs VIP, class and glamour. One event, Breach of Trust, One Radio, Apex One Radio. Host Ernest Kanjo from USA, Margie Daisy from USA, Valerie Tata Dulavi, our Yaoundé reporter, Maxel Adego on the techniques. Live coverage, Breach of Trust movie premiere, highly powered by Northcare Health Service, the #1 healthcare outfit, providing quality care for residents in Columbus and its environs. Breach of Trust movie premiere, only on Apex One Radio. Apex One Radio, enjoy and learn.
Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We don't deep below. We hustle and hustle, we making it every day. On a Milo show, my people be loving and loving it every way. Aréobasika, yeah, yeah. Je suis en vie, ma famille aussi. Alors laisse-moi célébrer, laisse-moi jubiler. Ikuba Obasi, c'est Dieu qui m'a donné. Make a celebrate, make a jubiler. On dit y'a espoir, donc il y a la vie. Tomorrow's another day. Cause it's the end of my year, oh. There's no going down, there's no turning back, no. Everybody today nowadays, oh. Now Papa God, he don't do it for we, yeah. Oh.
Make a joyful noise, sing a song. A king is born. Hallelujah. Let the earth rejoice. That is some joy. Hallelujah. Oh, make we celebrate. Everybody, I say make we jubilate. If you're happy, I say make you celebrate. Now Papa got to do one for we. Now why it's not slowing down, it's not going back. Oh, today now I'm there. Now Papa gon' do it for we.
Jump to this. The year don't end, celebrate with me. I can never thank him alone, pray with me. My money don't come, please share with me. Aye, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Bring all your friends but today, yeah. I'm ready to give, I'm ready to share. Let me know what you need, please have no fear. Cause it's a season of joy, sharing and love. Put on your shoes if you're ready to go. And if you got a crown, let me see you drop it on the floor. No time for hating when we're celebrating. Happy New Year.
There's no going down, there's no going back, no. Everybody today nowadays, yeah. Now Papa God, he don't do one for we,
Tenons-nous les mains, chantons allez. Mettons les mamies de feu pour le nouveau bébé. La lumière est là, ouais on va célébrer. C'est le genre de moment qu'on bise. Bonne année, bonne année. Everybody I say make we celebrate. Everybody I say make we jubilate. Wisdom behalf and I have no more. Wisdom I cut him over and what can I do? Cause this year I'm a year. No going down, no going back. Today not today. I thank God for you doing for me.
For the first time ever in Yaoundé, 3R Productions presents another blockbuster movie premiere, Breach of Trust. On Saturday, the 2nd of December 2017, the Yaoundé Hilton Hotel will play host to this anticipated and red carpet event. Catch behind the scenes of the red carpet and ceremony proper as the lone radio station, Apex One Radio, takes you to an exclusive ride of the ceremony as from 8 p.m. Breach of Trust movie premiere, graded 5-star, starring Apule Jeffrey, Brindwa, President Achille, Walter Anga, Suzanne Kembling, and a host of others go down in history the 2nd of December 2017. Entry 15,000 francs classic, 25,000 francs VIP, class and glamour. One event, Breach of Trust, One Radio, Apex One Radio. Host Ernest Kanjo from USA, Margie Daisy from USA, Valerie Tata Dulavi, our Yaoundé reporter, Maxel Adego on the techniques. Live coverage, Breach of Trust movie premiere, highly powered by Northcare Health Service, the #1 healthcare outfit, providing quality care for residents in Columbus and its environs. Breach of Trust movie premiere, only on Apex One Radio. Apex One Radio, enjoy and learn.
Alphabet and Records.
To all of my people, say a prayer for my country. Yeah, yeah. To all of my people, say a prayer for my country. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Baba God, Baba God, where you there? Where you there? Baba God, Baba God, where you there? Where you there? Listen to come since I amen. Awa bundriaji amen. Kishiki loran len bena amen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen to come since I amen. Awa bundriaji amen. Kishiki loran len bena amen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Somebody call up them brother. Brother no pick up the phone. But Facebook say the boy don't die. Bye. Another one call up the friend. Brother mama don't die. If not you, waiting you go do. We are one big family. Your brother cannot be the enemy. Why all this calamity? Me I no fit believe why you do the things you do. We just need to love one another. No need to mash up the people. Everything cool and nice. A better day for the people. I've been to me for a wacky, yeah, jai. I do my for a wacky, yeah, jai. To all of my people, say a prayer for my country. Yeah, yeah. To all of my people, say a prayer for my country. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Baba God, where you there? Where you there? Baba God, where you there? where you there? Presentem tongues inside, amen. Awa bundriaji, amen. Kishiki loran len bena, amen. Yeah. Presentem tongues inside, amen. Awa bundriaji, amen. Kishiki loran len bena, amen. Yeah. Lord, pour holy water, make we clean up the place. Lord, answer me prayer, make we clean up the place. Lord, pour some love, make we clean up the place again. Lord, have mercy, mercy. Presentem tongues inside, amen. Awa bundriaji, amen. Ishiki loran lembena, amen. Yeah. Presentem tongues inside, amen. Awa bundriaji, amen.